So why would a program like an IO program go after a rich donor and get a building built and meet there? I think for several reasons. One, it sets you apart from every other program. You're trying to not only elevate, the school could elevate their own program's brand, because I haven't heard of anybody else doing this. I think, some people say, well, we're trying to do is do more research, and that's going to put us on the map. Or we're going to have a doctoral program and a terminal master's program. That's going to put us on the map. That's not going to put you on the map, not from a student's perspective. What will put you on the map from a student's perspective is if you have some really nice facilities that you can go to. I get my own office, that's awesome. Where do I sign up? I think would be powerful. Plus, it would be a springboard for new careers and new businesses. This thing would be like an incubator that could foster new ideas, new businesses would come out of this. I think if you're working on a team that's doing a project for a company, that could very easily lead to a career with that company. Real meaningful careers. It would serve as a lab, because education is changing. I've noticed this, and I've read some articles about it, that it used to be, when I was in school, you paid big bucks for the knowledge, for the library, for the lectures from the professors, from the books. All that stuff's for free now on the web. You actually can go to MIT's website and see every course that they have offered for free, online video. You don't get the piece of paper that says you went through the courses, but if you had your own self-motivation, you can take all those courses. So we've switched to where what was scarce and worth money and valuable is now abundant. So the information is not what's valuable. So what are you paying for when you get education now? The experience. So if you could actually have a consulting firm, and you come to school, or you come to this firm every day wearing what you've got on now, these ties and looking nice, then you're actually starting to do the work. And this is the best way to learn, is to do it, I think. And I know I saw this, trying to learn statistics with dummy data is so much harder than learning statistics with data that means something to you. That you've actually got to report that data to a boardroom or to some executives. That's really when you start to pay attention, and when it really starts to be applicable. So it really is an applied science kind of thing, but I just think we're at a point now where we can do that. We can have both. The data that you gather in this consulting firm can feed research. The research can feed work, and it's just a nice symbiotic ecosystem there. I think it'd be very fun. I think it'd be fun to have a professional building to come to where you could actually meet with people in the business community and interface with professors and executives and professionals and students. And you could pull in others on this thing too. If you do have to do some web-based product, go to the computer science department at UTC. Say, I need some computer scientists. I need a graphic designer. I need a marketing expert. I need an entrepreneurial expert to come and meet with us. We've got a project we're about to launch. What do you think? Would that be good? It would be visible. It would be like a billboard that was up 24 hours a day. As people drove by the Rich A. Donor Organizational Development Center, or whatever you call it, then they would see that it's there, and it would be very visible marketing for your program. If you couldn't do that, then I would just build it here at Holt Hall, or wherever your department is. Start the consulting firm. Let it be virtual. If you can't, I personally think that even in this time of the internet, where everything's going online, and you can theoretically work from anywhere, because you can work from anywhere, physical space becomes more important than ever. So architecture and brick and mortar, I think, is very important. I'd vote for your own place, so that you're not walking through the skeletons of animals and stuff when you walk in the lobby, but you're actually walking into a place that's very professional and very focused on what you do and what you're good at doing. That's all I feel like saying. If you want to contact me, there's my email address. Or if you just type in Jason D. Luna, the D is very important because there's a bunch of Jason Lunas out there. It'll give you my Twitter account, LinkedIn, Facebook, blog, all that stuff. Jason feeling will get to me. I'm really anxious to get your feedback on some of this stuff. I really want to know if I'm just full of it. Yes.
Well, I think that's a great idea. The last thing about starting a company is a great idea. I think they're doing it at MTSU right now. You don't have a building, but they are doing it at MTSU, and we considered it here.
Yeah.
And I mean, it has all the pluses that you have. Now it does have some minuses.
Let's hear.
Well, one would be a PhD. I mean, you know, you get a PhD. Many people, not everyone, but many PhDs get it to do research.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of administrative stuff associated with literally running a business.
Yeah.
And if that's going to take away from, if that's going to take the time of people who went to graduate school to do research, they're not going to want to be part of that.
Yeah.
And so you have to somehow figure out a way to do all the stuff that has to be done to run a business and still meet the needs of the PhDs.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, Mike, and you probably face some of that even with just running an IO program. I mean, you've got to do some administrative things as the chair of that department, right?
As little as possible.
As little as possible, yeah. So you're juggling those balls. Research is number one, so you're juggling those balls quite effectively. But here's what's interesting, though. Let's say that you graduate and we all go out and we start a consulting firm. Guess what? There's administrative stuff to be done. There's sales to be done. There's marketing to be done. That's something that the IO grad students ought to be doing. If you start your own business, you can't just do IO stuff all day long. You got to do other things too. And if you're like me, you like that. You don't want to do the same thing day in, day out. You like to see a little variety in what you do. Now, other people are more structured. We've got different personality types. I realize that. And they want to go and they want to, hop in the car at the same time every day, drive the same commute, go into the same cubicle, log onto the same computer, do the same work, drive home. But and I don't mean to poo-poo that, but it doesn't sound exciting to me. I think that would be very cool if you did have a program. If you meet, I mean, after one semester, you know who the sales guys are and gals. You know who the marketing people are, the people who don't mind getting up front, making a fool of themselves or whatever, and promoting themselves. Let them be responsible for going out and getting business, and hold them accountable for that. Because that's what's going to happen in the real world. There will be people in a sales department, and they will be held accountable for going out and getting consulting projects. And then have someone in charge of marketing. How do we get the word out there? Well, we could video things. We could have a blog. We could have a website. Let them be in charge of that. I think that would be incredibly compelling, exciting, really fun to watch.